So let's see, do we want eyes closed or eyes open for this? I think either one will work, eyes open or eyes closed. We're going to explore how we derive a sense of well-being. What do we refer to derive a sense of well-being? So there are, of course, there are varying circumstances in which we may derive a sense of well-being from different elements of, say, perception or sensation. Let's just start by questioning how much do we derive our sense of well-being from our thoughts. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the maximum derivation of sense of well-being, how much of our well-being we derive from our thoughts? How much do we depend on our thoughts for a sense of well-being? So in this moment, I'm between, say, 2 and 3. A little closer to 3, but a little less than 3. So I'd ask you just to be very honest. Now, this is not about trying to manipulate it at all. It's just about honestly looking to discover this moment, how much of your sense of well-being do you derive from thinking? Just notice and register a number. Your first thought, go with your first thought. Don't complicate it. Now, let's take a look and see on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being a maximum, how much do you derive your sense of well-being from your emotions and feelings? See now, for me personally, I'm at a 4. I'm deriving my sense of well-being at about a 4 from what I'm feeling and emoting. And just notice in your first thought, being very honest, what do you register? Now, again, this is not about trying to manipulate that or override it. It's just honestly noticing. Because you're moving into a way of living by trust and by surrender rather than manipulation and control. So now, I would say at this point, just close your eyes, relax a little bit. You may have had your eyes closed already, that's okay, but if you had your eyes open and now close your eyes and notice that you have a power, a miraculous power called attention, and that you can direct your attention. So you can direct your attention to the sound of my voice, the meaning of the words in my voice. You can direct your attention to the sensation in your body, like the feeling of sitting on the chair. You can direct your attention to your breathing. Notice your breath, your belly going up and down, your chest arising and falling, and so on. And if you turn your attention to this fundamental fact that you are conscious, just turn your attention to being conscious, consciousness itself. And as you are attuning to consciousness, it's not about right or wrong or where you stand in terms of evolution of consciousness. It's not about any of that. Just be aware that you're aware. And see if you can sense a rich well-being that's derived from nothing other than being conscious. Consciousness is not derived or caused by circumstances. Consciousness, we could say, is the most fundamental truth of your existence. Whether you're healthy or not healthy, free or in prison, amongst people you like or you don't like, circumstances are good or bad, something that's always fundamentally there is you're conscious. And see if you can just be clear that you can derive well-being from consciousness itself, from just being aware. Not trying to force anything, and again, not trying to manipulate. Just looking to discover. So just kind of earmark that I can derive well-being in any circumstances from this most fundamental truth of my existence, that I am aware. And if you like, over the next few days, maybe practice that a bit. Here and there during the day, just a few seconds, a moment. Just touching back into, I'm conscious that I'm conscious. Teasing out the sense of well-being from that. It does not mean that in the future you will not derive some degree of your sense of well-being from thinking, from emotion, from feeling, or from physical sensation. That all is part of being human. But that the ideal here is that you are not kind of at the mercy of the circumstances for your sense of well-being. We're moving into a balanced way of living, whereas we partly note the circumstances, natural state of well-being. Some is derived from the circumstances. If a truck is speeding toward you, you need to be alert to get out of the way. If you're in somewhere like the jungle at night, circumstances, you need to be aware of the circumstances so you can maintain your sense of physical well-being. But during all of that, you can also find that there's a balance of knowing that regardless of circumstances, you can still have well-being. So I'm just suggesting you might want to practice for a few days if you're drawn to it. I'm not saying to try and manipulate things or turn it into a lifestyle. And now when you're ready, you can open the eyes and we'll end this exercise.